What's the best gaming system to you, and what's the worst?
The best one I think is going to be universal across the three of us.
Like I'm
Is it
basing off.
though?
I'm just basing off what what I've owned and played. But I'm sure there's something way worse. But like Virtual Boy, but it's not on
But
my
is
list. But
is the best really universal?
I think it'll be selected between the three of us. Be my guess. I could be wrong. What do you have as the best?
yeah.
GameCube. I'm joking. It's PS2.
Joe?
It's PS2.
Yeah,
PS2. Like I said, it's a PS2.
It's PS2.
It has down to PS2. The game catalog was ridiculous.
The game catalog was insane.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Like every game like I can think of, I remember like really being immersed into was
Right.
PS2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just hands down the best system. I even just love the little blue screen dropping up. Like you know what I mean? It just
Absolutely.
hands down the best system.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, no argument there. It was just great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've greatest games. It lasted probably the longest. Like they made games from like 98 till like 2010 or something like that. The PS2 lasted forever. It was insane how long they were still making games for that game.
It was so good though.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like PS2 was first released in 2000 in Japan. Came to North America in October of 2000. Its last years was in 2010. They still was making stuff in 2012. That's 12 years later. Stop supplying updated. Production was officially discontinued in January of 2013. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
A 13-year lifespan for a game console is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, like just the catalog was unbelievable.
It's unmatched.
I mean,
Catalog is
we'll see what you got. God of War started there. Kingdom Hearts. I know you make fun of it because it's Disney, but Kingdom Hearts started there. It was the first Final Fantasy where they actually had voice actors.
Yeah.
On PS2 for 10.
But you could even go into
Jack and
Grand Theft
Dexter,
Auto,
Devil May
Silent
Cry. GTA.
Hills, like that Tekken Tag Tournament. Like they're.
I've probably spent more hours on the PS2 than any system.
Oh, for sure.
So, hands down,
Probably
the best.
The
Yakuza games.
See, I didn't play the Yakuza games until the PS4.
I'm about to say I played Like a Dragon. That was the only one I really played.
I didn't play Like a Dragon.
I didn't like it.
I played the Kiwami. The Yakuza Kiwami is the first one I played. But they're just catalog was just unreal.
FIFA 14 was the last game made for it. Games released. That's not that long ago.
That's not
12
that
years.
long ago. Like we've had
Onimusha Devil May Cry started.
3 other PlayStations.
Like when it dropped, I was in the beginning of my 6th grade year. And when the last game made for it, I already had a 3-year-old myself. It's crazy.
Yeah. I had 3 kids by the time they stopped making the PS2. And I was in high school when they originally dropped it.
Yeah, we was definitely in high school when it dropped.
But like that's wild. Like I don't think there can be objectively another console that can be considered the best. You can point to other ones like the NES that started the game surge, but the PS2 took that baton and ran with it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
100%. So.
And just because we think PS2 is the best system doesn't mean we're disrespecting PlayStation 1, because obviously the catalog for PS1 was great. You know what I mean? Like, or or whatever. Like,
but 2 just expanded on it. So,
they took the baton and ran.
Yeah.
Definitely
the best system in my eyes.
Right. Now its successor wasn't that great.
3?
No,
Yeah.
PS3.
It's so
I never
big.
owned one.
Yeah.
I still have mine.
I have a 3, but I like 3. There were some good
Yeah.
titles on 3, but 2 was definitely better than 3.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
I've never owned one. That's literally one of the few consoles that's on my list to still buy for my collection.
We all agree on what's the best. We don't agree on what's the worst.
I don't know if we'll all agree on what's the worst.
I want to hear what y'all think is the worst.
All right, I'll spark it. I picked Wii U. I did not think it lived up to its expectations.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
The Wii was really good.
Yes.
But the Wii U, I felt like that was a rush system because obviously, Xbox kind of changed because I know 360 did really well. Then they came out with the Xbox One, so of course here comes PS4, and then they came out with Wii U. Wii U just didn't live up to the expectations, in my opinion.
I can see that.
It just.
I understand. I didn't think about that, but I understand what you're
get it.
saying.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Like I have a Wii U, I did play it, but it just didn't. To me, it just felt like it didn't live up to the expectation. I thought it was going to be like with the regular Wii.
Right.
I get it.
Because
Yeah,
the Wii was big.
Yeah, the Wii was
The
big.
Wii was great.
Yeah.
But the Wii U, I did like the little handheld thing you had with the Wii U. I thought that was really cool, but like just the games on it, I was just kind of like, But Mario Kart 8 did come out on Wii U, which was great.
Yeah, I did like Mario Kart on the Wii U, but one game doesn't make it a great
exactly.
system.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
But yeah, it just to me, I just felt that system did not live up to the expectation. Unfortunately, it's actually a very forgettable system now
Absolutely.
in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I
It
still
You're
have
right,
it.
because I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
100% right.
Yeah.
What you think is the worst, Malik?
I got a tie between the Sega Saturn
I have the Sega Saturn.
and the Xbox Series X/S, the newest Xbox console.
Okay, yeah.
The newest Xbox console is pretty much useless.
Yeah, but I know people that bought it just because they were like Xbox lovers. I didn't know anybody that had the Sega Saturn.
I knew
one person. I knew one person.
I knew a few people that had a Sega Saturn.
Like, I was a hardcore gamer then, and I was like, I don't want that shit.
Like, I never had one either. Obviously, Sega Genesis was Sega's best console, obviously. But then obviously Sega Saturn, I don't even remember Sega Saturn when it came out.
That's what I'm saying. It was
Sega
just
Dreamcast's best Sega console.
I agree.
Sega Saturn was just there one day, like,
Yeah.
and it just was not it.
Yeah, then they had like the 32X thing for all around at the same time. But like, do you know how much Sega Saturn games are now?
No.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
they're like $250, $300.
Because they're all hard to find.
Yeah. Like people are like, the only person I know that has a Sega Saturn right now is Rash.
Yeah.
But even like you said, growing up, I don't remember nobody having a Sega.
No.
I don't even remember the commercials for Sega Saturn as a kid. I don't remember any of that.
No. That's what I'm saying. It was just I just remember like going over some family's house one day and I'm like, what is that?
Right.
And they're like a Sega Saturn. I'm like, what the freak is a Sega Saturn? It was just like it just showed up. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing ads for it or anything.
Nothing. No.
Considered a commercial failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
it came out in 95 and it was discontinued in 98. That's really fast.
Yeah, it just
94 in Japan.
Well, in
Yeah.
Japan, yeah. I was looking at the North American one.
but yeah, it
Dreamcast was almost just as quick.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Dreamcast was so good, though.
I don't know
It
why.
was.
Yeah.
It started in Japan in 98, was done in 2001.
Yeah, well, we
That's
know.
insane,
Well, we know
yeah.
what happened to Dreamcast. I don't know what happened to Sega Saturn, but
Sega Saturn was just a bad console.
Bad-
But like I knew people, like everyone had a Dreamcast. I felt like Dreamcast
Right.
was great. No one, like I said,
Yeah.
like I don't know too many people that had a Sega Saturn. Like I still have my Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I got
But
one too.
I was just watching, for some reason, I've been on a kick of watching like game related documentaries on YouTube.
Mhm.
And I was watching one where they were talking about what happened with Dreamcast. And it was like one of the things that hurt them was obviously lack of third party.
Yes.
And one of the things that messed them up is EA went to them and said, we'll release games on your console, but we want to be the exclusive provider of
Yeah.
your sports titles. But they had already bought, like Sega had bought Visual Concepts, who made the 2K
2K,
series.
yeah.
Mhm.
They're like, we can't do that. We literally just got this
Right.
publisher, this game company. And that's what they make. Like, we literally just spent our money on this. Like,
Right.
we can't just say, oh, well, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So EA dropped out, and that kind of hurt them a lot. And, EA was one of the biggest publishers at the time.
And also people burning Dreamcast games did not help neither.
That didn't help, but that honestly came back to bite them later. That wasn't even an initial thing. I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember what happened was the PS2.
Yeah.
It came out literally right before the PS2.
Yeah.
Like, it came out in 98, November of 98, and the PS2,
But it says there the sales didn't meet the expectations. It's like, I remember when everyone had a Dreamcast.
Yeah, their commercials were great.
Yeah.
Great commercials.
Yeah.
It was great commercials.
Like, I didn't know anyone back then who didn't have a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Like, how were the sales abysmal then?
Japan.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, it came out in March of 2000.
And then
so people were just kind of like, we'll just wait for the PS2.
Right.
Because you already had the brand with the original PlayStation.
Yeah, this is what pretty much buried Dreamcast. But I think what closed the coffin was the following year GameCube dropped and the original Xbox dropped.
Yeah.
And that once those two came out, it was over.
Yeah.
It was over because it was a new Xbox was a whole new thing. It was like, what is this? And it's Nintendo because there hasn't been a Nintendo since there's been no new system since '64. So everyone was trying to fly to go to the GameCube, and also GameCube. They did that thing where they launched Smash Brothers Melee with it because they needed something to come out people to get GameCube, and when Smash Brothers Melee was a launch game for GameCube, that really took off for GameCube. And that to me that just felt like when those came out, that really closed the coffin on Dreamcast, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I think because the Dreamcast was so powerful for its time. Because even on the PS2, games like Third Strike and stuff didn't work on the PS2. The Marvel vs. Capcom is a lesser version on the PS2. You generally want the Dreamcast version,
yes,
because it runs better. So the console itself wasn't the issue. Like, that's what's wild. Like, it was so good.
Like, I mean, I didn't mind the controller like most people. The only thing I did not like about Dreamcast controller was the D-pad because it stuck out so much. So if you was like playing fighting games on it heavy like Marvel and stuff like that, your thumb will start hurting after a while. But other than that, it was a great system.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal.
Was so great.
I used to love when they had little games on the memory card.
Yeah, that was revolutionary.
Yeah.
Because remember in like 2K, NFL 2K, you could choose the plays on the VMU.
Right.
So
I remember that. Yep.
So if me and you were playing together, you didn't know what plays I'm choosing because I'm using the VMU to choose the play.
Right.
And I thought that stuff like that should be a little more popular.
I remember Sonic, there was like a little mini game on there where you could collect the emeralds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was dope.
They had like a little Tamagotchi type thing on there too. Like,
I thought the Dreamcast was so dope, but
the Dreamcast was so dope.
That's why for it to have this, same or shorter lifespan than the Sega Saturn is crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, that the Sega Saturn wasn't a regular thing.
Yeah.
The Dreamcast was.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Sega Saturn sold 9.26 million units, and I think the Dreamcast was exactly the same. 9.13, so a little bit less.
That's actually insane.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, again, I know people to this day that still have Dreamcasts.
Yeah.
Like you said, one person that has a Sega Saturn. That's wild.
Yo, that's crazy about the EA thing. I didn't know that, dude.
Yeah. According to Stoller,
I always knew it wasn't on there because I remember I had to have the PlayStation for Madden and the Dreamcast for 2K. But I didn't know exactly.
This is right here. Larry Post wanted exclusive rights as the only sports brand on the Dreamcast. Stoller could not accept due to Sega's recent 10 million purchase of Visual Concepts.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't.
Yeah. And they had a big lawsuit against them and all that stuff. If they
Like,
would
it
have
just
backed out, and
it's not even just a lawsuit. You bought this company. You can't just say, "I'm gonna drop all this money and then not use the company."
right,
Yeah.
There wouldn't have been a lawsuit. It would have
That's
just been
okay.
like
Layoffs.
just
Right.
throwing away,
Yeah.
flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't just do that.
So, well,
So why do you think Xbox was on for yours? That
The
Right.
Xbox, the newest
yeah,
Xbox,
yeah.
because there's no point in having one.
Okay.
They're cross-platforming pretty much all of their games. You could, even if they don't, you could play almost all of them on the computer.
Okay.
Like, there's literally no reason to have one.
all my coworkers bought the Xbox, and I bought the PS5, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Why?" And I was like, "PlayStation's better."
Mhm.
And it's like now, but they're like, "Oh, but everyone's on Xbox. We all play games together on Xbox." Now that there's cross-platform play, it's like, yeah, you gotta don't want that, did you?
Right.
But yeah, I don't see the point of dropping money on Xbox anymore.
Yeah,
So I
see,
mean, I
the
get it.
launch of this Dreamcast in the US was great.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying they
Yeah.
sold over 225,000 Dreamcasts in the US in 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
the biggest
So-
24 hours in entertainment retail history.
yeah, so it's not, I don't think it was the North American market that was the issue. I think it was
Japan.
the Japanese market.
Japanese.
So I'm assuming the Japanese people bought the Sega Saturn and the Americans bought the Dreamcast. No, I'm just saying, like, because
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
That's
believe the numbers for
probably-
the Sega Saturn was bigger in Japan.
yeah, that's why I guess over here we know a bunch of people who have the Dreamcast, and and not
Yeah.
Sega Saturn.
Like, it's crazy. Like, if you look at the number one sold game in Japan opposed to the number one sold game over here, it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think theirs is Pokemon or something like that in Japan, but over here, all of it is GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
You can just. It's crazy. Like, just the difference.
Yeah. They sold 5.5 million Sega Saturn consoles in Japan.
Yeah, and 1.8 million in the United States.
Yeah.
Mm.
1.8 million in the US. That's micro. Like, there's more than I think there's more people in New York City than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I still think, like, it was incredibly innovative. Crazy Taxi, great game. Shenmue was fucking revolutionary. Jet Set
Set
Radio,
Radio, yeah.
great. Phantasy Star Online was ridiculously ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
PSO. Yeah, PSO.
Power Stone, Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Jackground Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, it was. I think that I would have liked to see them re-enter the home console foray. I don't think they will, but I'd like to see a new Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got for that.
I was shocked I both said Sega Saturn, though.